What's going on? Jake here with Uncommon EDC, and today I'm checking out a pair of beautiful items from sister companies Tactile Turn and Tactile Knife Co. These were Blade HQ exclusives in this material, which is Ultem, although they were released simultaneously on the respective manufacturer website. So Blade HQ is the only retailer that you can get them from, but you could also get them from the manufacturer. Now the knife, which is the Tactile Knife Co Bexar, pronounced bear, but spelled Vexar, was serialized. So I got number 93 out of 100. And that's a little bit misleading as well, because the first 100, 1 through 100, went to Blade HQ. 101 through 300 went to Tactile Knife Co. So if you buy it on the manufacturer, you're going to get a serial number starting with 101 and ending with 300, somewhere in between. If you got it in Blade HQ, you're going to get 1 through 100. So 300 of these available. They are sold out already. Hopefully they do another run. They kind of implied, at least to me, they implied that they may do another one in saying that the first run would be serialized. So I feel like you don't say first run unless there's going to be a second run. So hopefully they'll release more of these. But again, that's not really a smoking gun or anything, just kind of my read on the post. Now these were $199, which is interesting because that's the same price as the titanium variant. And I'm not sure, honestly, if that makes sense or not. Ultem's kind of a newer material in terms of knives. You've seen them in some custom knives, but it's newer on the production side of things. And maybe it's really expensive to produce, I'm not sure. But it feels like usually any sort of plastic would be cheaper, even if it's a high-end plastic. But again, I may be wrong. Definitely correct me in the comments below if I am. But also, this is an exclusive, so even if it is a little bit cheaper to manufacture, the fact that there's only 300 of them is going to add a little bit to the price. Now, Ultem is a pretty cool new material. I like it a lot. I really enjoy it visually, but I realize it's going to be kind of hit and miss for some because it only comes in this kind of yellow material. It's going to vary from a lighter yellow to a darker amber, but no other colors are available. So if you don't really like any of those yellows, this probably isn't going to be a material that you enjoy. But I like it. It's new, it's different. I think the novelty is probably going to wear off as more and more production companies start using it. But for now, it's new enough that it's pretty unique and kind of fun for me. The Ultem as a material is a really kind of stronger, more durable version of FRN. It's going to be non-porous, so you're not going to be able to dye it, but that's also going to mean that it's not going to take stains or really patina at all, which is really, really nice. Now, although it's more durable than FRN, these scales are thin enough that I still get some flex. So similar to kind of the bug out, mini bug out, those FRN scales. If that's something you don't like, I would probably avoid this because there is some flex there. And it is a slip joint, and it really fits in there like a glove. There's no space. When it's closed, there's hardly any space on either side. So that's nice. It has a really nice kind of half stop with satisfying kind of snap there, and decent pull to it. Clip point blade in Magnacut, so great steel there, obviously. So $199. Again, you're getting a premium steel, made in the USA product. It doesn't feel bad paying that for this, even though it is a plastic handle. Again, your mileage may vary if that's a deal breaker for you. Obviously, the titanium version is available, and so I think that's a pretty fair price. It is 2.875 inch blade here, which means combined with that non-locking blade, it is going to be legal in most places. There's very few places that will limit you on a sub 3 inch blade non-locking. Although, of course, there's know your local laws, and of course there's places you can't carry knives at all where obviously you're not going to be able to carry this, but for the most part it should be fairly legal. 3.875 inches on the handle, bringing the overall length to 6.75 inches. It's also very thin for, not only for a traditional knife, just in general it's really thin. So 0.06 inches on that blade stock, 0.42 inches in the handle, and extremely lightweight, 1.11 ounces. So again, the Ultem material is really lightweight. For being so durable, it's extremely lightweight as well. And it really not only disappears in the pocket, but in your hand, it's air, basically. It almost feels like you're holding nothing. Really comfortable grip on it. That 3.875 inch handle allows me to get a full 4-finger grip. Again, I wear a size large glove, so depending on your hand size, it might be a little bit close. It's not a lot of room to spare, so again, might be a little bit close if you have larger hands than I do, but for me, nice grip on there. It does come with a lanyard, which typically I would remove. I'm considering leaving it and just adding an Ultem bead if I can find a nice one. But no pocket clip, so I consider it mostly a secondary carry just because it's non-locking. It doesn't fit perfectly in my fifth pocket, it's going to stick out a little bit, but if you angle it correctly, it mostly disappears with just the lanyard sticking out. So pretty cool knife. Again, I don't have a lot of traditionals, and the ones that I do are often modern traditionals, so I don't have a lot of traditionals, but trying to get more into it, but mainly check this out for the Ultem scale material, which I've been really wanting to check out. Now the pen is not serialized. I'm not sure how, they haven't announced how many there are, but this is still in stock in both the 5.5 and the 5.1 inch variation, as well as a black Ultem, which I assume has to be coated since everything I've read says these can't be dyed. But so 4 variations, all still in stock over on Blade HQ. I'll link to all of those down in the description below. If you want one, definitely would get it sooner than later because don't know how long they are going to be in stock. This is their kind of standard bolt action pen, although there are a couple key differences. So I have the titanium here, and lined up side by side, you may notice that the titanium is a fraction, just a hair longer. They're both 5.5 inch, but for whatever reason, this one's just a hair longer. It's not super noticeable. If it weren't side by side, you would never guess that it was longer, but it is. It's also thinner, so I didn't check the measurements on the titanium. The Ultem version is 0.5 inches thick. I would estimate that the titanium version is probably 0.4 inches, maybe a hair under that. And I'm assuming that's because of the material they needed for durability's sake to make it a little bit thicker. And titanium's obviously metal, so it's going to be a little bit more durable on that thinner profile. So that makes sense. Also, the texturing on it is exactly the same. They're both this kind of milled pattern. It's much more noticeable on the titanium, although I'm not sure either one's going to show up on camera. It is more visually noticeable on the titanium, where you can barely tell unless you look really, really close on the pen. The bolt action, very smooth. Takes the Pilot G2 refill, which is probably my second favorite ink refill, but very commonly available and a really good one. And you can kind of see, I'm almost positive this is written in with this pen, or with this refill, the Pilot G2. That's kind of what normally looks like, a nice kind of bolder look, not super inky, it's not going to drag, and not too thin either, so it's a really nice writer. And you'll notice kind of side by side that the pen is a little bit darker, so that's kind of one of the things that with Ultem you get variations from light yellow to dark amber, but I'm not positive if that's the case here or if it's just because, one, the pen's a little bit thicker, meaning less light is going to pass through, making it a little bit darker, and two, the items inside of the pen are a little bit darker. Obviously ink is really dark, and then this titanium section here that functions as the bolt action are a little bit darker, so it makes the pen look a little bit darker. Obviously in between the action and the end of the pen, as well as the tips, are a little bit lighter, although still not as light as a knife. So it's not exact color matching, but they're close enough, and I think they look really, really good together. Now I have 2 other items on the table I'm not really going to talk about in depth, but I'm going to try and do this a little bit more, where I throw random EDC items that aren't getting videos into the video, just so I can show more items, and hopefully in this case they're still available as of the time of posting, so you can still buy them if you want them. And so just getting stuff out there and kind of sharing, again, small makers and that sort of thing. But these are from Aurora Knife and Tool Co. company, and this is the Wii Banter patch, and as you can see it has the Nintendo Wii nunchuck remote as the handle, which is a really funny kind of take on the Wii. So Wii Banter again, as well as I have no blade safety patch, which is just a fun one. I'm not the most cautious with knives. I don't cut myself that often, but have definitely cut myself doing stupid things with knives, and so just kind of a fun patch. But definitely check them out. I'll put links to everything down in the description below. No affiliate links or anything like that for any of these products, although I usually have some general affiliate links down there. Thank you for everyone who's used those. They help the channel a lot, and have my first kind of few videos coming out in the next couple of weeks that are funded by those affiliate link commissions. So again, really appreciative to everyone who's used those. But even if you don't use those, thank you you so much for watching. Be sure to let me know what you think of both of these items down in the comment below, but particularly what you think of Ultem as kind of a material, especially in kind of handles and scales for knives, since it is kind of a newer material and I think will be a little bit hit and miss visually, but definitely would love to hear your opinion on that in the comments below as well. But thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And as always, hope you have a great one. Take care.